All right, let's get straight into it. We are building your ultimate buyer's guide for AI in 2026. The market out there is it's a mess. It's confusing. But by the time we're done here, you're going to know exactly which model to grab for any job and, more importantly, how to get it for the best possible price. So, this is the big question, right? It's what every developer, every startup, every single business is asking. You need that raw intelligence, but the options are just completely overwhelming, and the costs, well, they can get insane. So, how do you find that perfect sweet spot between high performance and a price that doesn't break the bank? I want you to think of this explainer as your map. Seriously, we've gone through the whole landscape, all the benchmarks, the crazy pricing sheets, even the hidden costs nobody talks about, all to give you a clear, straight path to making a really smart, cost-effective decision. Okay, let's dive in. So, here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll get a lay of the land, the 2026 marketplace. Then, we'll talk about a better way to choose an AI. Not the best one, but your champion. We'll look at the premium champs, then the budget powerhouses that punch way above their weight. After that, I'm going to give you some pro tips to slash your costs. And finally, we'll peek into the future of AI pricing. First up, let's get a handle on the world of AI as it looks right now, in March 2026. Because believe me, the game has totally changed, and so have the rules for how you actually pay for all this intelligence. Right now, the market is basically this intense three-way battle between the giants: OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google. But you know what's really exciting? It's the rise of the disruptors. You've got companies like DeepSeek and these incredible open-weight models like Meta's Llama 4, and they are just completely rewriting the rules, offering unbelievable power for just a tiny fraction of the cost. Now, here's something you really need to know about this new landscape. It's a new billing idea called the thinking token. The top models, they don't just spit out an answer anymore. They do this internal reasoning, kind of like a digital chain of thought, to figure things out. But here's the catch. You get billed for those secret, internal steps. That can make the real cost of a single complex question way higher than you think. It's a hidden cost, and you've got to watch out for it. Okay, so we get the marketplace. Now, how do we actually pick one? Well, the trick is to stop looking for the one single best AI. That's the old way. Instead, you need to find the right champion for the specific job you have. And this is the most important takeaway for sure. Stop asking, what's the best AI? It just doesn't exist. The winning move in 2026 is to pick a specialist, a champion for each specific thing you need to do, whether that's writing code, doing heavy scientific analysis, or, summarizing a document the size of a novel. So let's start at the top shelf. These are the premium champions. These are the models you call on when performance is everything, when you absolutely need the best of the best for your mission-critical work. When it comes to PhD-level scientific reasoning, Google's Gemini 3.1 Pro is, without a doubt, the king. Just look at that score, an incredible 94.1% on the GPQA Diamond benchmark. That's a test for serious expertise in stuff like physics and biology. It is the smartest model in the room, period. But as you can see from that price column, yeah, that kind of brainpower costs a premium. But what if your mission is to code? Well, in that arena, the crown goes to Anthropic's Claude Opus 4.6. It is leading the pack on the SWE bench, which isn't some theoretical test. It measures how well the AI can just go into real, complex GitHub projects and fix actual bugs. At a 78.7% success rate, it is literally the most capable AI software engineer you can hire today. Okay, so we've seen the absolute best, but what if you want that world-class intelligence without the world-class bill? Well, let's meet the budget powerhouses. Honestly, this is where the market gets really exciting. For any dev team out there, your go-to coding workhorse is Meta's Llama 4 Maverick. When you run it on a platform like Grok, you get coding skills that are pretty much on par with premium models like GPT-4o, but as that scale shows, you're paying just pennies on the dollar. It's a complete game changer for your everyday coding grind. And for pure raw reasoning power on a budget, the undisputed king, the ultimate disruptor, is DeepSeek v3.2. This thing offers logic and problem solving that goes toe-to-toe with OpenAI's most advanced models, but it's up to 90% cheaper. I mean, 28 cents for 1 million input tokens. That has just set a totally new standard for the cost of high-end AI. So what if your job is to analyze huge amounts of text? The champion there is Gemini 3.1 Flashlight. It can just chew through over 500,000 tokens in one go.
Think summarizing entire libraries of research or huge legal files. And at just a quarter per million input tokens, it is the hands-down economic winner for any big data task. Now, picking the right model, that's only half the battle. Let's get into the pro tips, the stuff that savvy developers are doing to slash their API bills by 80%, sometimes even more. This is where you can find some serious savings.
So let's start with a before picture. Imagine you have a customer support bot. It makes 1,000 requests a day to a top model like Claude Opus, and every single time it sends the same giant product manual for context. If you don't optimize, you could easily be staring at a bill for around $500 a day. Okay, now watch this. We apply one simple technique, context caching. We basically just tell the API, hey, remember this product manual? Don't make me send it every time. And just like that, the cost for 999 of those requests just evaporates. Your daily bill plummets from $500 all the way down to just 63. The impact here is just crystal clear. That one little change, context caching, leads to an 87% drop in your daily spend. That's a massive saving, and it's something anyone can do. So, to recap, here are the two big pro moves. First, use context caching whenever you have queries with repeating static information. Second, if your task isn't urgent, use batch inference. Most providers will give you a 50% discount if you let them process your jobs over a 24-hour window. And finally, let's zoom all the way out and look at the future. Because all these trends we're seeing today, they're pointing to a future where AI is even more powerful, accessible, and way, way cheaper. I mean, this timeline really says it all. Back in 2023, getting GPT-4 level intelligence cost about $60 per million tokens. Today, in March 2026, it's 75 cents. That is a 98% price drop. And this trend is only getting faster. We're estimating it'll be just 10 cents by the end of this year. We are literally watching the commoditization of intelligence happen in real time. So let's pull it all together one last time. Here it is, your 2026 AI cheat sheet. For the absolute best reasoning, go with Gemini 3.1 Pro. For top-tier coding, it's Claude Opus 4.6. But for the best coding value, Llama 4 Maverick is your guy. For budget logic, DeepSeek is the champion. For huge amounts of data, grab Gemini Flashlight. And if you just need pure, blazing speed, run GPT-OS on Grok. And so we'll leave you with this to think about. We just saw the price of top-tier AI fall by 98% in just a couple of years. So as that cost keeps dropping, as it gets closer and closer to zero, what kind of world does that unlock? What new apps, what new businesses, what scientific breakthroughs suddenly become possible when intelligence is basically free?